Europa League returns this week with some juggernauts returning to centre stage with, of course, Ajax and Juventus in action this week. But, of course, what will happen at the Camp Nou as Barcelona take on United? We'll take a look at that, more, and that's coming at you next. That's right, folks. Bam's Game on a prediction video. Today we're taking a look at, of course, the playoff stage, of course, in the Europa League. And this is the first leg, and we'll get to that, of course, in just a second. You know where you've been. Smash your subscribe button, bang with all things Europa League related, Blabber Rovers related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys. And while Rooski, of course, I am still here in a bit of a limbo land, what they call it, purgatory, between one place and another place. Smackdown. No, really, I don't even know what's going on and when it's going to happen, but it could be any day now. That, of course, full steam ahead. But the videos are slowly but surely coming back to normality. Still a little bit away, but of course the big time competitions are back. So I thought I've got to make a bit of a cameo right here, right now. So here we go with the playoffs, and we'll get to that in a second. Of course, people shout them VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. But anyway, check out the links down below for all kinds of business, including links to become the latest member of the gang. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end, of course. Hop on over, come on in. Take a little look at last prediction, of course, match number 6 in the Europa League. See how I got on, see how you got on, and of course see where we all are in the game of fun, the prediction league itself. So here we go. Of course, way back when I didn't do great this week, probably one of my worst, 34 points, which of course is dreadful. So I'm not looking good. Looking forward to the table, but anyway. Monaco smashed Red Star Belgrade. There 4-1 it was, 1-1 of course in my eyes. Trabzonspor Sport picked up a 1-0 win over Ferencvaros, 2-0 wins in my eyes. Nantes, 2-0 win over Olympiacos, big win for them, 1-0 of course the other way for me. Qarabag with a draw against Freiburg, 2-0 win it was for my eyes, got that one completely wrong. The Sheriff, 1-0 win over Armenia Nicosia. I went with the 2-0, not too shabby on that one. United picked up a 1-0 win over Sociedad, I went with a draw myself. Meanwhile, Feyenoord, 1-0 win over Lazio, 2-1 win it was in my eyes. Midtjylland coming out of Denmark, 2-0 win over Sturm Graz, of course, Austria, 1-1 of course in my eyes. Braga did beat Malmo 2-1, I went with a 2-0, got myself 8 points on my booster, not too shabby there. Union St. Louis, they lost to Union Berlin 1-0 on the night, 2-2 of course in my eyes. Real Betis coming out of Spain, 3-0 win over HJK, 2-0 win in my eyes. Roma, 3-1 win over Ludogorets Razgrad, 3-0 win for me, not too shabby there. Rennes picked up a draw against Larnaca, just a draw. I went with a 3-0 win. Of course, they were doing so well in La France. Meanwhile, the Kiev lost 2-0 to Fenerbahce. I went with the 1-1 draw myself. But Glimmet lost to PSV 2-1 on the night, 2-1 win for me. And of course, Arsenal beat Zurich 1-0, 3-0 win in my eyes. So those, of course, are my scores, which is, of course, is not great. We're going to jump in the deep end and have a look at the table. I'm down at 13th overall, which is not great. We'll have a look at the overall table in a bit more detail in a second. Let's take a look at the weekly scores. Nico ZT with 71 points. It's nearly doubled what I had. What the heck did I do wrong, or what the heck did he do right? Him and finished 77 up there with 71 points for the week. Bloody hell. Douglas James Horns up there with 68. Well done to him, into bronze for the week as well. And I'm all the way down here in 19. One of the worst. In fact, pretty much, I don't know what happened to him. He just gave up, probably. But I had an absolute shitter. Absolute shitter. Probably a lot going on my mind. I'm going to blame the World Cup. I'm going to blame the move. I'm going to blame a lot of stuff for that. But hopefully I can bounce back. If you see your name, smash your thumbs up, of course. That's just, of course, a one-off. A one-off. Of course, the leaderboard does show Nico ZT running away with it, 331 points. Of course, Manuel Casalas up there with 328. There is a competition on here with 377 in third with 316. Then a bit of a gap, of course, between themselves and Hansworth in fourth. Then, of course, I'm all the way down into 13th. Can I make amends for it? Maybe. I've got to play snookers, of course, and we'll see how we can get on. But if you see your name, smash your thumbs up. We're trying to get the likes up there, and hopefully we can do just that as well. Let's take a little look then at how we got to the stage. Of course, it is a playoff. It's a second chance Sunday for some teams, falling from the Champions League into this, up against the runners-up, I think. Something like that. So here we go. Arsenal, of course, top Group A, 15 points on the board. They are through, not playing this week. PSV, though, are in action. I guess in this, yeah, they're in this, the Europa League playoff, taking on the losers of the Champions League. Whereas, but a Glimmet have tumbled into the Conference League. So that's the thing how it works. So if you're in the Conference, if you're in the Europa League, you kind of seem to have a good chance to keep your European adventure going one way or another. Meanwhile, Fenerbahce, they top the group in Group B. They're home and host. Rennes, of course, will be in playoff action this week. Larnaca also in playoff action, but they're in, of course, the Conference League. Real Betis, they're through, 16 points on the board. Roma are in action, I believe. We'll have a look at them in a minute. Ludogorets Razgrad tumbled into the other one as well. St. Gilloise, top Bills out of Group D, 13 points ahead of Union Berlin. Braga, of course, in the Conference League playoff as well. Sociedad are through. They've got their feet up this week. Topping Group E on goal difference. United, of course, up against Barcelona at the Camp Nou. Of course, the Sheriff are in the Conference League as well. Feyenoord, Group F winners. Look at that. Look at that. By goal difference. Everybody on 8 points there. Pretty tense affair, but they're through. Midtjylland in action. Lazio in the Conference League, I believe. Group G sees Freiburg through. They're there. Nantes, of course, in action this week. Quarterback in the old Conference League. Fenerbahce, of course, also through on goal difference. Ahead of Monaco, who are in action. Trabzonspor in the knockout, whatever you want to call it. So those are the state of play at the time of asking. So let's get back into the games itself as we load it up. That's not what I wanted. Let's back it up. Back the truck up. We'll go here to the predictions. That's what we want. Here we go. Into the playoffs. Cafe Ha. We're going to start with, of course, a bit of a zinger. Taking place on Thursday. It's the early kickoff. It is Salzburg up against Roma, of course, over in Austria. Let's take a little look at this badger then. Now, these two sides, of course, never played each other, according to my eyes, at the Red Bull Arena. That's right. Salzburg coming at you on 58% form, just one defeated past 5 for them. Up against a Roma side, just 1 minute 4 for them. That's Mourinho's boys looking to try themselves, make a push for deeper into this competition. Of course, Roma with a 1-1 draw against Lecce most recently. Salzburg with a big 4-0 win over Austria Lustenau, of course, over in the Bundesliga, the Austrian Bundesliga, of course. Taking a look at the odds then for this badger. We, of course, we have Salzburg 50-8. For the victory here, we've got 12. We've got 23-20, 23-10 is the draw. 64 is your away win. There's Roma. I'm back in the away side here. I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go with a 1-0 win for Roma. Take the upper hand, of course, moving into the second legs. Let's take a look at Ajax up against Union Berlin, of course, the Dutch against the Germans, of course, at the Johan Cruyff Arena. Ajax, of course, under new management, John Hatenga, former player. I think, did he used to play for Everton? Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, Ajax, of course, unbeaten in the last 4, winning 4 in the bounce. In fact, they haven't lost in the last 10 up against the Union Berlin side. They've won 6 in the bounce, 100% form for them, of course. And they have played each other just the one time. It was a 2-2 draw. We'll elaborate on that in a second. Union Berlin, they're winning 3 on the spin on the road as well. That 2-2 draw was a friendly way back in August 2020. Doesn't really count. Of course, the away side, Union Berlin with a 2-1 win over Leipzig. Big win for them. They're doing well as well in the Bundesliga. Sitting second at the moment. Ajax, of course, 3-1 winners over Warwick, of course, in the Eredivisie A. But, of course, the odds right here, right now, we've got Ajax 11-10. On for the victory, 13-5 is the draw. 3-1 is your away win. I am going to back the host here for the first leg. 2-1 win for Ajax. But I think don't rule out Berlin just yet. They're a force to be reckoned with, especially back at their own place. Kick it off forward at Shakhtar Donetsk against Rennes. This is a very difficult game, and it could go either way. Coming at you over in Ukraine, played each other 51 time. We'll talk about that shortly. But of course, Shakhtar Donetsk 58% form for them. Just 1 defeated past 6 up against their Rennes side. Hit a bit of a wobble here. Just 1 win and 5 for them. 53% form for them at the moment. Of course, Shakhtar haven't lost in the last 4. Rennes, though, haven't lost 4 away matches in a row. So they're looking good on the road. Of course, that one and only victory or match was a 1-0 win for Shakhtar way back in 2005. It was in France, of course, in the UEFA Cup back in Group G. Don't know about the opposite game on that one. But anyway, regardless about that, Rennes did lose to Toulouse most recently. 3-1, of course, over in Ligue 1 with Shakhtar picking up a 4-0 win over Sarajevo. But of course, they are out of league matches at the moment, maybe because of the deep dark winters over there. 23-10 is your Shakhtar Donetsk, 65 is your Rennes, and 12-5 is the draw. Of course, what are we going to go on this one? I'm going to go with the hosts, I think, on this one. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for Shakhtar on this one. Just fancy them at the moment. Of course, it is the zinger chicken dinner, the game of the round here. It is Barcelona. It is, of course, Manchester United. And for whatever there it is, right there, second on my list. Of course, coming at you at the Camp Nou. Now, these two sides have played 11 times, 2003. 6 wins to Barcelona, 4 wins to Man United, and that means we must have 1 draw. That's right. Barcelona, though, was winning 6 on the bounce, 100% form for them right now. Of course, Man United winning 5 of the last 6, 92% form for them, also unbeaten in the last 6. Of course, biggest win for Barcelona over Man United was a 3-0 win, the biggest win of the way, a 3-1 win. United, though, scored 10 goals compared to Barcelona's 15 over the course of those 11 games. Works out around 1.36 goals a game for Barcelona. Barcelona, 0.91 goals a game for Manchester United. Last time around, though, over at the Camp Nou was a 3-0 win for Barcelona. That was back in April 2019. Of course, United pick up a 2-0 win over Leeds. That was back in the 12th of Feb. Barcelona with a 1-0 win over Villarreal. That's back-to-back clean sheets for them. And, of course, they're top of the table over in España. Of course, the odds right here right now, 4-3 on is your Barcelona, 3-1 is your draw, 10-3 is your away win. I'm backing a draw here. I'm going to go maybe goals galore on this one, 2-2. Yeah, let's go for a 2-2 draw. I think United are in a good spot right now, and of course Barcelona, they're not the same. They are working on something, and I think they're on a transitional period. Despite them dominating in Spain right now, I still think there's more to come from this Barcelona side, but they just lack that spark. So there's no superstar standout for me. Of course, they got Lewandowski, of course, who will always score goals. But anyway, moving on. Sevilla, who are doing dreadful in La Liga, up against PSV, who are running away with it, I believe, over in Eredivisie. Not really looked at it this time around. So we'll have a look at these guys locking horns, of course, over in Spain. This round of the Europa League, of course. Coming at you, never played each other, these two sides. Sevilla, though, with Jorge Sampaoli, 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 6 up against PSV side under Ruud van Nistelrooy, just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them at that moment. Of course, Eindhoven pick up a 6-0 win over Groningen, of course, scoring 9 goals in the last 2 games combined up against the Sevilla side, who did pick up a win over Mallorca most recently, back on the 11th of Feb. Of course, the odds though for this game right here, right now, we've got, what do we got going on? We have 65 is Sevilla, 23-10 is the PSV, 12-5 is the draw. I'm going to go with a draw, 1-1 draw here on this one as well. So both of the 2 games in Spain ending up as a draw in my eyes. But of course, much to be played in the second leg over in the Dutchlands. Meanwhile, PSV, Bayer Leverkusen up against Monaco, another zinger, of course, at the Bay Arena as Xabi Alonso seems to have turned Leverkusen around somewhat, winning 4 of the last 6, 6% form for them right now. Monaco, though, unbeaten in the last 6 under Philippe Clement, winning 4 of the last 5, 83% form for them right now. Of course, they have played each other 4 times since 2014, 1 win for Leverkusen, 2 wins for Monaco, and 1 draw. Biggest win, the only win for Leverkusen was a 3-0 win, the biggest win in the way, a 1-0 win. In fact, Leverkusen scored 4 goals compared to Monaco's 3 over the course of those 4 games. Works out about a goal a game for Leverkusen, 0.75 goals a game for Monaco. Of course, last time they played each other, there was a 3-0 win. That was in Germany. That was back in December 2016. It was in the Champions League group stages. Monaco with a big 3-1 win over PSG most recently, looking very, very good at the moment, scoring 8 goals in the last 3 games combined. Leverkusen with a big 3-1 win over Hoffenheim on the road as well. So they're looking good at the moment. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Leverkusen 20-19 on for the victory. 11-4 is the draw. 11-4 is also the away win, which of course is Monaco. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Bayer Leverkusen on this one. I think they look good right now. Look a treat. That is saved in the bank. Meanwhile, moving forward is Sporting Lisbon. They are taking on Midtjylland, of course, coming at you over in Portugal. Let's take a look at this badge. It could go either way, but probably going to fancy the Portuguese on this one. Sporting coming at you with 67% form for them right now, winning 4 times in the last 6 up against the Midtjylland side. Also on 67% form for them right now, who've just won twice at the last 5, but just 1 defeat past 6, of course, if you look at it a different way. And they've played each other, these 2 sides. Midtjylland with a big 4-3 win over Augsburg. Of course, I think, what the heck is that? What kind of tournament is that? The Atlantic Cup, I think it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, it doesn't really count. We're Sporting with a 2-1 loss against Porto, big loss that in the domestic league in the race for the title in Portugal. But the odds right here right now, Sporting 3-1 on, they are of course heavily favoured, 92 is your draw and 52 is your away win. We are backing, of course, the host. I'm going to go with a popular vote here with a 2-0 win for Sporting to get the upper hand in the first leg and of course see how they get on in the second leg. And then wrap it up, is Juventus. Of course, we were deducted 15 points this season over in Italy. They're going to be taking on Nantes, of course, over in La France, who are not doing great, of course, if my memory serves me. Never played each other, these 2 sides, but both sides coming on 75% form for them right now. Juventus are winning 3 on the spin, up against the Nantes side, also won 3 on the spin as well. In fact, Nantes have lost none of the last 7 away games, so looking pretty good on the road. However, Nantes with a 1-0 win over Lorient most recently. Of course, Juventus with a 1-0 win over Fiorentina. In fact, 3 clean sheets on the spin for Juventus at the moment, scoring 5 goals and not conceding 1 in the mix of that. Of course, the odds right here, right now, of course, Juventus 11-4 on for the victory, 4-1 is the draw, 50-2 is your away win. We are back in the host. We're going to go 3-0 on this one. Bit of to express themselves a little bit on this competition to show a bit of vengeance because of the implications that were shown in the domestic game for them. So 3-0 win for Juventus on this one for me. That's my take. Of course, make sure you get your own take in it. There should be a link down below. Of course, make sure you get them in there. Of course, we'll be back for the second legs if everything works out all right. Also, we're going to place the booster. Let's do the booster. I'm going to go the Portuguese one here, the double up on that one. And again, you can elaborate more, first team to score, and I should do just that to see if I can get myself back in the mix on in the race here. But anyway, subscribe, thumbs up, hit the little bell. We'll be back, of course, for the second leg, and hopefully we should have a watch along this weekend with myself. Today is also a watch along with Pete, who's watching the Rovers take on West Brom. But until then, guys and girls, subscribe, thumbs up, and of course, hit the little bell.